Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is GBay99. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Today, we are going to be talking about politics. Okay, don't worry. We aren't actually going to be talking about politics, but we're going to be kind of talking about something that's a little bit political. More specifically, though, today I want to talk to you guys a bit about how there's always two sides to every story. Whenever you're discussing something that's going to be really hotly debated, where both parties are super passionate about their beliefs, then you're always going to have really harsh language thrown out, and this is never more evident than in politics. It doesn't really matter if you follow politics at all, even if you are just from the outside looking in and you've just taken a glance at a single election season in any country around the world, you can see how both parties paint the other one as completely evil. If you personally follow politics at all and identify with one side, one party, then you're always going to be told that the other side is the devil. This is typically something that just happens whenever you have an issue that's going to be so hotly debated and that people are so passionate about that they'll say whatever it takes to get someone else to agree with them. And of course, this is also incredibly true for the internet. People on the internet will fight to the death over any trivial discussion, whether it's like some sort of serious political issue, or if it's something as trivial and not important as something like, is the League of Legends still a fun game right now? Now, today's video isn't meant to take sides on any sort of political issue or any sort of League of Legends issue or any gaming issue, but rather today I want to talk to you guys a little bit and hopefully encourage you to give a little more respect and be a little more understanding of the opposite side. I'm not sure if I've told you guys this before, but one of my favorite television shows of all time is the TV sitcom 30 Rock. The show is loosely based off of Tina Fey's life being the head writer for Saturday Night Live at NBC Studios in New York City, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, which is where the show gets its name, and the entire show is up on Netflix for instant streaming. On the off chance that you haven't heard of it or haven't seen it by now, I suggest you give it a shot. Anyway, there are many great characters on the show, and it's difficult for me to pick out a favorite if you told me to, but gun to my head, my favorite character would probably have to be the business executive, Jack Donaghy.
I'm Jack Donaghy, new VP of Development for NBC GE Universal Kmart.
We own Kmart now.
No. So why are you dressed like we do?
Played by Alec Baldwin, Jack Donaghy is the classic rags to riches American success story. Born into a poor family, he worked from the time he was a really young teenager to be able to support himself financially, put himself through college, eventually go to Harvard Business School, and come to be an executive for the General Electric Corporation.
I always forget you used to be poor.
Thank you.
See, the great thing about Jack is the fact that he's a stereotype. He shows just what's wrong with the 1%, the richest of the rich hyper-conservatives that so many Americans always yell against. He can be super sexist, he can pay little to no taxes, gets gigantic bonuses even when his company isn't doing well, and he's this cold businessman who's focused on only making money.
I have faith in things I can see and buy and deregulate. Capitalism is my religion. Now, you want to have an intellectual argument? Fine. But I should warn you, I went to Princeton.
But what's great about him as a character is he didn't always believe those things. Al Gore comes in this one episode and talks about how he used to be the most liberal guy he knew back in the day, even though he's this big hotshot executive that goes around unabashedly sticking to the most conservative ideals and stereotypes, no matter how rude or crass he may sound.
Lemon, I'm impressed. You're beginning to think like a businessman.
A businesswoman.
I don't think that's a word.
He does a good job of showing just how he came to believe those kinds of things that he believes, and he's not just an insane person for saying what he says, he's still a good-natured boss to Tina Fey's character and most of the characters in the show. See, the reason I like him so much is because he does an exemplary job in showing there's two sides to every story, that even if someone is on the opposite side of a commonly held belief of something as simple as we should pay employees a living wage, just because he's rude or radically conservative to the point of comedy, that doesn't mean he's evil or that he doesn't have his reasons to believe the kinds of things he believes or support the kinds of things he supports. The reason I bring this up today is because on the internet especially, where we don't have face-to-face conversations with the people we interact with, it can be super easy to forget that there are two sides to every story. Like a basic example, in League of Legends, where you have a game where one guy is feeding and another guy is flaming him for feeding, there are two sides to that story, and both parties should be more understanding of what the other one wants. If a guy guy is 1-9 and he's not feeding intentionally, then you should be a little bit more sympathetic towards him. We all have the occasional game where we do really badly and it's awful. Going 1-9 in a game is awful. You're doing badly. You try and make some sort of crazy play to come back. You try and gank as a jungler, or you try and do whatever you can to bring the game back and maybe get a kill and start snowballing and be a little bit relevant in the late game, but that always backfires on you. You always just die again. You keep on dying, and you can't do anything to fix the game you're in, knowing you're ruining the experience for all your teammates. So yelling at that guy isn't going to help him play better. But same to the guy feeding. Your teammates are trying to carry you right now and give you rating that you really don't deserve. You should lose this game, and they're trying to still give you a little bit of LP for all your time and effort you put in, and you've died 9 times already. It's taken 9 deaths to figure out what's wrong with the game, what's wrong with your playstyle. Come on, man. This is obviously a really basic example, but in today's video, I just wanted to kind of preach this message. The next time you feel like you really hate someone, that you really despise and loathe a person for something that they've said or something that they've done or something they believe, try and always remember that they don't do what they do because they're an evil person or that they're some sort of awful devil human being that you need to smite off the face of the earth. We're all people just trying to get by, and apart from the very extreme examples like Hitler or whatever, you should always treat everybody with respect. Treating people with respect is a pretty timeless message, and one that I should hopefully not have to tell you guys, but today I wanted a bit of an excuse to talk about 30 Rock. Anyway though, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching today's video. I will of course see you all tomorrow, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.